Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Billy and Andre Show, the only show where the elevator music is death metal. How are you doing, my friend?
Really good. Is that because I put elevator music while you were thinking?
Yes. Before we sat down to actually record this podcast, viewers, Andre was just, watching me trying to come up with an intro, playing elevator music through his phone, through the microphone. And it sounded terrible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Google elevator music because it's a rabbit hole.
It's an actual rabbit hole, yeah. It's like
pretty fun.
You discovered like 3 different bands whilst you were looking for that music.
It's pretty fun.
Speaking of music, you've been learning to play the guitar. How has that been going?
It's going. I suck.
Yeah.
No, it's fun. It's very interesting. It hurts my fingers. It hurts my soul because it doesn't sound right.
My first real 6 string. Sorry.
Yeah, well,
you're literally doing the intro to a Bryan Adams song with that.
Was it an intro?
Yeah. It's like...
Let's avoid Bryan Adams songs. Thank you.
Yeah. No one in their right mind should ever want to.
Yeah. So I'm upgrading to an electric guitar very soon.
Excellent.
I want to start, stringing and doing other things. I saw some cool shit on the internet. I want to play Metallica songs for some reason. I have the urge for Metallica songs.
They're both quite simple and quite complicated.
Yeah,
but it's a good way to learn music.
So I'm excited for that, but we'll just wait for another paycheck.
Excellent.
Or donate to our Patreon and to my OnlyFans.
Patreon we don't have.
An OnlyFans we don't have. Yeah. Allegedly.
We would kick out on OnlyFans, to be fair. It's like, it's a crowded market, but I think we could put up interesting and reliable.
I have a really beautiful fan in the other room, which is made out of metal. I think people will love that. Just take pictures of that and put it on OnlyFans and be like, this is the fan of the OnlyFans.
To be fair, in this fucking series of heat waves that God keeps firing at our country,
I think people will be very horny for a fan right now.
People are going to be literally making air conditioner anthro porn.
You can't buy an air conditioner in the UK right now?
Yeah, no shit.
But funny enough.
Because they've all got bought.
So it got so hot that I was desperate and I gave in because Carolyn's been trying to convince me to buy an air conditioner for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's not worth the investment. We got so hot and I slept for so little nights. I'm like, all right, screw it. Let's just buy an air conditioning. It's like, if you want to install one in the UK in a flat like this one, $4,000. The good stuff, right? The real good.
The one like I walk into and it's a fridge.
Yeah, pretty much, right. So that's $4,000. And then the little ones, the portable as they call them, it starts at like 150 and goes up to like $4,000.
Yeah,
because it's insane like that. But absolutely everywhere, completely sold out in the country.
Damn.
Whoever, listen, if somebody's in the air conditioning field right now, they are racking in.
Yeah,
you have no idea. They're making so much bucks.
Imagine being like an air conditioning installation guy, and you're just like, hey, well, it's not
like,
worth my time, parts and labor. It's going to be $5,000 an hour.
So the guy that's in the AC installing racket, right?
Yeah.
He's been like, I'm not sure why I started this job. This is the UK. It's always cold. What's the point for an air conditioning? And then he turns around and he's like, oh, here you go. This is my moment. He's probably completely overbooked for the last 6 months.
Yeah, tell me about it. And it's like when I used to sell solar powers over the phone, one of my first jobs.
Yeah, that's such a fun idea.
Yeah, it was like 2010 and it was during a snowstorm. And I was trying to sell people on solar power in middle of winter.
Why you were using the solar panels as a plow? Because otherwise, why would you sell solar panels?
Well, it's back. It was a good idea. The government used to pay people to put solar panels on their roofs.
They still do.
They still kind of.
It's not worth it. If you work the maths on it, because I looked at it and I was actually considering it. And I worked the maths, it would take me about 16 years to pay them off and not actually make a profit off of it. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want to make a profit, but you don't want to pay more for electricity. And about 10 years in, you're going to need to reinvest because you have to fix a whole bunch of stuff because they just sit there, so they need to be fixed.
That's true. But,
so you end up just spending so much money. So
to be fair, it might change soon because I'm seeing, I don't know if you're clued into the same YouTube algorithm as me, but
probably not.
Every once in a while I come across
Do you have a lot of cats in your algorithm?
No,
so
not very many cats.
We're not the same.
Yeah, that's fair. Quite a lot of mine, just randomly sometimes I'll get science shit and engineering stuff.
Yeah.
And they've apparently come up with some kind of super cheap making super good energy holding batteries, sodium batteries.
Okay.
Apparently they're going to, because everything's running on lithium-ion batteries at the moment.
Yeah.
Sodium-ion batteries are older tech, but they're actually much better for installing like solar panels, like for storing energy for a long time.
Okay.
So apparently they're going to roll out these very, very cheap series of batteries, which will make solar power very, very affordable.
I mean, that would be nice, because then maybe we can put solar panels on, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't have $9,000 to just invest in solar panels.
$9,000. It used to be like 35 when I was selling them.
Yeah, but it got cheap. Technology got better and it got cheaper.
True. It's so cheap now. But the electrical like systems and the batteries and stuff didn't get cheaper until recently. So it might be that there's a huge solar explosion. Who knows? It probably would be good for us to do that since we've got all this sun now.
Oh, fair enough. Well, by the way, are we talking about solar panels today?
No, we're not talking about solar panels. That would be cool. No. I wanted to talk to you about video games.
Yay, my favorite subject.
Because you've been playing, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the remastered version.
Yeah, the resynced, please. Sir?
Resynced. Oh, sorry. I forgot that Assassin's Creed has a plot.
Well, sort of.
Did they give up on, like, the future Desmond shit? Like,
No, Desmond died.
Oh, he died.
Spoiler!
Yeah, sorry,
spoilers. If you're planning to play a 20-year-old game, spoilers. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No, so Desmond died, and then they're like, "Wow, but this still makes money."
Yeah,
we just killed our main protagonist. What are we gonna do? And then everybody. So, do you know the plot of Assassin's Creed?
I stopped playing Assassin's Creed after 3, I think.
So they discovered a way where they can connect the brain with your ancestors.
Yeah, the whole animus thing.
If you have very powerful ancestor, like he had Ezio and he had Altair and all that. So you connect your brain. So, but the idea was, because they're like, we killed our main protagonist. Yeah. How is he gonna connect to anybody anymore?
He's not.
He's not. They're like, everybody can connect to it.
Oh, that's fucking pointless.
Not just the ones. If you're like a piece of your DNA is connected to this and whatever, and they're playing it on the idea that we're doing this because we're trying to do it into a video game. Are you okay there?
Yep, I was just drinking this delicious iced coffee you made me and then headbutting the microphone.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Anyway, the idea is they're like, everybody can do it now. So
what's the point of Desmond in the first place?
There isn't one anymore.
No, like there was like a bit in I think it was Assassin's Creed 2 or was it 3? I'm not sure. Where you actually play as Desmond in the future and like you're using the same skills as like you just learned as your like ancestor and shit because that was the original idea. He was supposed to learn how to become an assassin.
Well, that was in 1.
Then what was 2 about then?
So in 2 he escaped.
Yes, in 2 he escaped the thing.
In
using
3
those
he was
skills,
running. In 4 he was still running, and I think I can't remember there's so many of them. I can't remember which one he gave up his life in order to save the world.
Yeah, the fish-lipped woman as well. The woman with very large lips. That's all I ever heard her referred to as. It's just the lady with lips. I can't remember her name.
The idea was he gave up his life to save the rest of us. Okay, that was the point.
Yeah, he's Jesus. Yeah, it's a biblical reference. Yeah, thank you, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Anyway, video games. Yeah, go on.
Well, the thing is, I've been playing because you've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed. I've been playing Deltarune. Chapter 5 just came out recently for free because I already paid for it back when Chapter 3 and 4 came out.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Deltarune at all?
No, not at all, actually. I'm curious now.
You must have heard of Undertale, though.
Yeah, I do.
It's by the same guy. Deltarune and Undertale, they're anagrams.
Oh, the Undertale, that was such a twist.
It was a very, very twisty game. This game is just as twisty if you're an evil bastard. I won't go into spoilers, but if the evil route in this game is fucked beyond all sorts of psychological... It's like something I could write a psychology paper about if I wanted to. It's
or maybe you can write an episode on your other channel.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I've had that idea sort of coursing around my head, so we won't talk about that anymore here. But one thing that's always good about Toby Fox games is the music's really, really good. So I've started thinking about, video game music, how big it is, and what that means in terms of like musical history.
Okay, cool. Well, that sounds cool.
I've been going back to my roots a little bit, talking about music history a bit.
Okay.
So I'll sort of walk you through my kind of thesis, because my thesis, basically, if I was going to sum it up in a sentence, is video games have basically rewritten how classical music is made.
Okay.
Like classical, music, like traditional classical sort of arrangement of music is made.
Okay.
I think it's like at this point, video games have kind of taken the ball on, what we would consider, traditional musicianship, and they're moving it in a new way.
Okay, cool.
But see if you agree with me. So, when we talk like, well, you're talking about classical music, we're talking about orchestra, basically.
Yeah.
Like big pit, lots of fucking people, lots of different instruments that all complement each other very well.
This one guy that's waving his hands in there like he doesn't care.
Yeah. The orchestra, like, do you know why conductors actually are very important?
Because they keep the rhythm?
They do.
They're basically a bassist?
Kind of, in a way. But the thing is, orchestra rooms are so big, especially back in the day when it was like, royalty and amphitheaters and doing ballet at like the Palace of Versailles or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the orchestra was like so big that there's actually a slight sound, like you're hearing the other side of the orchestra slightly like out of time from everything, from people right next to you because of the distance.
Okay.
Because sound only travels like a few hundred miles a second or whatever. Light, however, travels basically instantly. So that's why the conductor's there, because everyone can see the same thing, even if they can't hear the person at the other side of the orchestra.
Oh.
It's pretty fucking clever.
That's very clever.
Yeah, it's like a nice little visual cue that just keeps
How do you think
going.
the first guy that came around was like, dude, you guys need to learn the instrument. They're like, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm going to sit there, wave my hands.
Yeah.
I imagine all of them looking at him like, what? And I'm going to be paid better than you.
I'm going to be paid, and it's going to be called My Orchestra. Thank you very much.
And they're like, wait, how is this fair? And like, just trust me.
It's not. It's classical music, dude.
I'm like, just trust me, it works. Don't worry
like, do you want
about
to go back to being a chimney sweep? Fucking pick up your violin.
Yeah. Play until you bleed. If you don't bleed, you're not playing hard
enough.
enough.
Peasant boy, play. Yeah, but the that went on to a weird place.
Yeah, it did. In your fetish, I think that would. Your peasant
come on!
Boy.
That's all. Oh, Jesus, dude.
You and your peasant boys. They're so English.
Oh Christ. But the classical music thing, right? So orchestras, big traditional sort of like sounds, like all those concertos, things like that. Things very traditionally written, like things which have, they're like called canon in D minor or whatever.
Yeah.
Big long ass suites of music that have like multiple parts and they all sort of interconnect and they're supposed to mean separate things. They're trying to paint a picture with sound. That was like the classical sort of mold.
Okay.
Up until, we've talked about this in previous episodes, to be fair. Jazz. Up until jazz, basically. Yeah. Jazz, mass media, and the radio, all of a sudden, everything was like, psh, there are no rules. Jazz, I can do fucking anything, man. It's jazz. And jazz, syncopated rhythms, different beats, like everything got like more accessible because all of a sudden it wasn't just for the rich like people anymore. Like the 1920s happened, there was class mixing, there was like, rich and poor hanging out in the same speakeasies, that kind of shit.
Yeah, because they had no choice, because if you want to get drunk.
Yeah, it's literally the only way to buy booze was to go to, like, a place with banging music and, like, which was secret from the cops. Oh, no, it must have been terrible. But yeah, jazz basically put, like, a dagger through the heart of, like, the importance of classical composers, like the traditional composing sort of framework, the big institutions, the big like schools for it,
Yeah.
Because all those schools still existed. They still exist now, most of them. Like classical music schools are still, teaching people, churning out like, incredibly talented composers and musicians and whatever.
They can't get jobs because it's a very niche job, yeah?
Yeah,
go on.
It's true, but I my beloved partner happens to know someone who's like, sung in front of the royal family, like, doing choir shit. They're like a baritone or something like that, which is quite a hard voice to find.
Yeah.
But they do like, intense like classical music shit, but it's like so obscure to get into that kind of field. You know? There's only a few people who get to play for royalty because there's only like 3 royals who aren't disgraced. So,
which is true, and the other ones have sausage fingers.
Yes. Well, I didn't say that King Charles wasn't disgraced. I mean, he just is. But...
Oh, fair.
He was disgraced long before he ever became king. But yes, but the theory still existed, despite the fact that jazz came along and blew up people's expectations of music.
Yeah.
The theory was still there. So, the people who like graduated from all these like high-end sort of universities and colleges and what, like Juilliard, places like that.
Yeah.
They didn't have an outlet for their like creativity the way that they did. They would have had before. They couldn't build like a massive name for themselves on just composing.
Yeah.
You had to be a pop sensation. So like a lot of them got work in like the pop music of the time. A lot of the guys who went to music school became prog rock guys because, of course, they did.
What else are they going to do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, where else are you going to use all your talents, man? Where else are you going to use all your, like, knowledge, unless you're doing, like, a Tubular Bells or some shit like that, You got to do, like, some crazy prog rock shit to, like, even push the limits of, like, classical sort of theory, The thing is, like, what happened with pop music, like, popular music as a whole, it sort of pushes the complexity of music towards the edge. Simplicity is king, you know? Stuff we can make cheap, make fast, doesn't have to necessarily have any depth to it, but as long as people enjoy it and they can dance along or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was
that's most of the pop music, right? It's like all of I know it's all of it.
It's all of it. Yeah, that's
it means nothing. It has nothing. It's
kind of like popcorn. It's like popcorn, you know? It's just like, you know, you pop it in your mouth and there's like a bite and there you go, it's gone. You know, that's popcorn for you. And its pop music is basically the sort of same. What classical music kind of did was dissipate into other media, because the only way it was going to get like recognition as being like the work of art that it was by attaching itself to other stuff. Yeah. Like movies, for example. Like
I was thinking of Star Wars. I was thinking of Star Wars.
True.
Star Wars is orchestra, absolutely beautiful. Well, no, the first 3 Star Wars orchestra, just to be clear, absolutely works of art. Yeah. The rest of it, complete dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, Star Wars is like the perfect example, to be honest, because that score is like legendary, and like, you know, the scores of other John Williams work, like Jaws, for example, also legendary.
Yeah.
If you became like if you were a classical music guy, you had to be involved in the movie business if you wanted to make a name for yourself.
Yeah,
and
a wage,
yeah, and actually have a job and like, you know, pay for rent and shit.
Yeah. And apparently helps if you pay the rent.
Apparently living in a building is good for people. I've heard this on the internet somewhere. I don't know.
I just read it somewhere.
No, I was on. To be honest, in this heat, I could live outside. It'd be much easier.
Yeah, but this heat is just for a couple of months, and then you're gonna miss your building.
No. Probably not if the El Nino is as bad as it's supposed to be. We're gonna be warm, man, for all winter. It's gonna be like mild as hell.
That's fine. I don't mind mild.
Yeah. Just mild in England usually means fucking wet.
I don't mind fucking wet.
Okay, fine.
I'm fine with it.
Rain pervert, but okay.
Yeah, we'll have our thing.
Yeah, movie soundtracks.
Go on.
I got a little sort of like thing in my notes here that, you know, musicals. And I'm actually like, I'm looking at my notes and I'm thinking, that's not actually correct. Musicals don't really fit into like a classical music thing.
No, they're very popish. Right?
They're very pop.
If you look at like Grease.
Yeah. That's an example I was thinking of. Or like, even The Sound of Music, it's kind of pop stuff.
I really enjoyed Grease, even though the story is really, if you look into the story, it's really fucked up.
Oh, yeah, it's very fucked, man. It's a very American, like, oh, wow, she changed for her man, and that's a good thing. And that's the end of the film. Like, what?
More in the idea that he sounded like a pedophile. Wasn't he older?
No, that's Dirty Dancing you're thinking of.
Is that Dirty Dancing?
Dirty Dancing is the one where the guy's like 40 and he's like taking advantage of a 17-year-old or some shit. It's a fucked up movie.
Good job, America.
Keep making those like timeless 80s classics. There's a whole bunch of other like 80s movies that like look good on the surface, that look like just casual sort of teen drama, but when you look at it, actually that's really fucked up.
Yeah.
Looking at you, St. Elmo's Fire. Fucking weird movie.
So you were saying about musicals?
Oh, musicals, yeah. Musicals sort of draw from the pop tradition, so like the tracks are supposed to be listened to individually, you know, like like Les Mis has what's that fucking song from Les Mis? Like the one that everyone knows.
No idea.
I dreamed a dream of time gone by. That one.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
It's supposed to be listened to as one sort of song, you know, or as part of the musical. Classical music, like scoring for movies, like you listen to the Lord of the Rings score.
Oh yeah,
beautiful piece of music. Yeah. Everything flows. It's all meant to be listened to as one thing, you know, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it just sort of all flows into itself.
And kind of tells a story just through music rather than, you know, just watching. Well,
yeah, I mean, you listen to like a tiny little bit of, you know, a little bit of pan flute, and it's just like, oh, that's the Shire. There you go. That's the Shire soundtrack. I've heard all this, like the little violins.
Yeah.
And beautiful, beautiful works. You know, lots of those really, really good movie soundtracks. Those movie scores are like that. But the problem was, after a while, movies kind of became a bit like other forms of media. They started getting, I don't want to say like, you know...
cheap to make? Yeah.
They started trying to cut everything to the bone. And so what you got is like Hans Zimmer getting paid a pittance just to go bwom on everything.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because, like, you know, a lot of these, even the really, really good, like, sort of movie composers don't really seem to get the budget and the time they want anymore.
No, because everything has to come out. Everything has to come out. We need to make a lot of money. It's not about an art anymore. It's just about how much money we can make off of this.
How many more Marvel sequels are we going to get out?
Yeah, how many more stupid fucking sequels are we going to make out of this? Disney, are you fucking proud of yourself, Disney? You ruined the whole fucking franchise. No, you ruined 2 franchises. No, you ruined 3 franchises. No, actually, you ruined every single franchise you touched.
Yeah, and then they made Kingdom Hearts as well.
Well, Kingdom Hearts wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't. And actually,
it's the only thing that it's actually good coming out of Disney.
Kind of true, yeah. It's the best thing that's come out of Disney in a long time, and that's
which is a video game. Like the best thing a film company ever did was a video game.
It was a video game where Donald Duck is a side character to a Final Fantasy hero.
That's pretty cool. It's a pretty good
game. It's a fucked up concept. I don't know how it ever got made.
It's a good hack and slash as well. So
it is good hack and slash. But back to video games in a bit. Actually, we're back to video games right now. Fuck it. As soon as video games came along in the 80s, the movie sort of guys were like, well, the movie sort of like soundtrack scoring thing have been dominated by a lot of old guys for a long time.
Yeah.
So what are the young guys going to do if they can't get onto big movie productions? They get onto these things called video games, and they just start making soundtracks for video games.
Yeah, the 8-bit soundtracks.
8-bit soundtracks.
They were so good.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've actually got like a list of a couple of really, really good ones here. The Mega Man games.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely awesome soundtracks. Yeah. Final Fantasy 1, the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely, just classic. Iconic shit in there. DuckTales for the NES, that had a really good soundtrack for no fucking reason. I don't know why.
Because it's DuckTales,
It's DuckTales. But there's like the songs in there aren't from DuckTales, but they're really, really good.
Yeah.
Like the thing with the 80s and the 8-bit era is because they only had like 5 channels of like chiptune sound to work with.
Yeah.
So it's like if I was going to try and like do painting like beautiful landscapes, like do a Turner or something, but I was using a fucking crayon. Like I had one green crayon to do it with.
Okay. You're like, how can I dot with this crayon?
Yeah. Basically, like how can I make this crayon somehow like into patterns and shapes and make it into a thing? And that's basically what they're doing. It's like, here you go. There's a tree to chop down. You've got a knife and fork. Have fun.
Yeah. Just get it done. We don't care how you're gonna get it done. Just get it done.
And the thing is, like the sound chips they used for these like video game consoles, especially back in the day, because PCs worked a bit differently. But
I mean, PCs they have a really well designated soundboard.
Yeah,
where these little sort of consoles, right? They have so little space, and they needed to make them affordable. Because the thing with consoles, the whole point behind them was, can we get 100,000 people to buy them rather than just those free nerds in the corner of the room, right? So they're like, can we make them cheap? So, mom and dad will buy it for Christmas rather than just those free nerds going out and buying it because they want it.
Because they want to go on online forums and like to discuss like X-Files theories.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about but that was the point. So they had to use little small soundboards in there, right? Or they're completely integrated in the motherboard. So there's a whole thing behind it where they had to make it so you can't get much sound out of it.
You cannot. Like,
you can't get really good sound.
And all the sound, like in those old chips anyway, was like synthesized inside the chip, if that makes sense. It was chiptune. That's why they call it chiptune, because it's the sound it has like 5 limited different sort of types of beep it can make, and that's about it in terms of sound. And
that's all you have to work with.
That's all you have to work with. That's why the 8-bit like sound is so iconic, because it's like so limited by the technology at the time,
Yeah.
People get super, super creative when it comes to like limitations, as we'll see, because the 8-bit era was like a huge explosion of video games. Like, everyone thought by like the 80s that arcades were dying, stuff just wasn't, the same anymore. There's a huge video game crash in 83. And then by the sort of like late 80s, it picked up again, mostly because of Nintendo, like reinvigorating the world market. Yeah. And because like, these guys did so much with so very little sort of like tiny amounts of data to work with and very, very tiny sound chips. Then all of a sudden they got to the 16-bit era, and all of a sudden they had 8 channels of sampled sound.
Oh my god, that is double.
Is it? No, kind of. The thing is, like the 16-bit era probably had some of the best game soundtracks of all time in it, and they were all crafted with 8 channels of sound, which was different from the NES one. The 8 channels of sampled sound is sampled sound. It's not chiptune.
Okay.
So that means you can basically record and imprint like different tones onto it rather than what the NES had to work with.
Oh, fair.
So you had like a lot more variability. You can make the instruments actually sound like instruments if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It took some skill, but you could do it. I put like just a long ass list. Like, if I was going to try and like read off like all the great 16-bit era, like early 90s SNES, Sega Genesis era soundtracks, like how many can you?
Listen, nobody's old enough.
Not everyone's gonna. Yeah, like it'll be a long list, man. I mean, just off the top of my head, Sonic 3.
Yeah.
Music made by Michael Jackson, or rather Michael Jackson's producers.
I think I can't remember. Castlevania. I can't remember who wrote Castlevania.
It was Konami back when Konami didn't suck. So
yeah,
I'm trying to remember who.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. Final Fantasy 4 and 6, obviously 4, 5, and 6, both all had fucking incredible soundtracks.
Yeah,
like Final Fantasy 6 is probably one of the best like video game soundtracks ever made.
Yeah,
and I don't know how much you know about Final Fantasy VI, but at the end of the game, the final boss, spoilers, is a guy called Kefka. He has like a 10-minute boss battle theme, which like loops different parts of it as you rise up the tower, fighting his various forms.
Okay,
and it's a song called "Dancing Mad." I think the like full version of it is about like 17 minutes long.
Okay,
it's basically like a prog metal, but also like classically arranged piece of music with like choirs and shit in it, and somehow it works, even though they're doing it with 8 channels of sampled sound.
But you know, they got creative, and I think if you make a game and you're at your 6th iteration, you're gonna have some money.
Yeah.
So they chucked some money at some really creative people, and they're like, "Can you get this sorted?"
And the funny thing is, it was the same guy from. Like, it was all basically one guy. Nobuo Uematsu was just him for the entire first like.
Oh, so he didn't really get paid because actually Japan.
No, he got paid. He just like overworked himself to the point of stress, like they always do over there. It sucks, man. Like, so many of these guys like went down due to stress, like halfway through projects and shit.
Because nobody cares. It needs to be done. It needs to be done.
It's like, you need to be done. Fuck your feelings. Fucking get back to work, bitch. Like,
you know where the mines are.
Yeah. It's like, you can always go and draw manga. Yeah, it's even worse. But Uematsu, I don't like. There's a great comment under like the full version of Dancing Mad. With just saying like making this with an SNES like 8-channel chip. Like sound chip is like carving the Mona Lisa into the side of a fucking mountain with a spoon. It's like it's impossible to do. It shouldn't be possible to make a proper classical piece of music with like movements in it, like and suites and like different focuses on each thing and like all these different elements combining. It shouldn't have been possible to do it on that soundboard, but he fucking did it. The man's a genius.
Yeah, and he probably made the game so much better.
Oh yeah,
like music in games just gives you so much drive to do things. Like as I'm playing the Assassin's Creed, so I'm giving you this as an example, right? You're just there on your boat, and all your pirate crew start singing shanties, which you have an option now to select whichever shanty you want from the ones you collected. That's a really nice feature. Anyway, and just listen to my shanties going down down the seas, and you hear one of them singing, "Oh, hey, Captain, there's a brig ahead," and I'm like, "Oh, cool. What does it have? Oh, it has metal. I need metal." And then as soon as you engage into battle, the whole atmosphere changes with the music.
Yeah.
So it goes from the da 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 to and you're like, okay, cool, let's go, let's do this. It just hypes you out, and then you get your hand.
That's true. It's true. Without good music, especially games like RPGs tend to have really good music for that sort of reason, because
Skyrim, oh dude,
Skyrim has pretty good music. Yeah,
Skyrim,
like just because you're supposed to just wander through Skyrim, and so the music has to be like perfectly like pitched to match the environment that you're in, the state of things going on, whether a dragon's approaching, whatever. Your music is often your first cue that a dragon's about to swoop down and eat your shit.
God damn it.
Fuck's sake.
I'm just collecting flowers, man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like get 5 rabbit testicles for the witch in the fucking whatever. That's Skyrim for you. Just running.
I love how you did not play Skyrim. They're not testicle, they're hearts.
Okay, sorry.
We take rabbit hearts.
That sounds so mean. Chrono Trigger, another great RPG game.
Chrono Trigger.
One of the best soundtracks ever made. Guy nearly died making it.
They remade Chrono Trigger. No, I don't think they remade it, or
they re-released it. They re-released it like a bunch of times.
Yeah, apparently it's still really good.
It's amazing. It's an amazing game. I'd thoroughly recommend everyone play it, mostly for the story and the characters and like.
If you like RPGs, because it's
a very 16-bit RPG side of thing.
it's very niche.
Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily niche because it's very popular, but not everybody enjoys it.
I think most people enjoy Chrono Trigger. Chrono Cross, less so, because Chrono Cross was kind of insane. I don't know if you've ever played Chrono Cross.
I don't think so.
It's one of those games where it has like infinite twisting paths, so you can make like one choice and end up with a completely different set of characters as your main party. It's insane. Oh. It's like how do I see everything in this game? You can't.
You will really annoy me because I need to be in control.
Yeah, you will feel completely out of control playing Chrono Cross.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
Also,
I feel like that at work every day. I don't want to feel that when I'm trying to enjoy myself. Thank you very much.
But yeah, the guy who did the soundtrack for Chrono Trigger was a disciple of the aforementioned master Nobuo Uematsu. He was like his protege.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Chrono Trigger, like because of the time crunch and everything, it basically gave him like heart problems. So he had to quit the game music industry after that, like for a bit.
Which is insane, man. Like, you're destroying all these artists just because
got a game, got to get out. You're the musician. You don't fucking matter. Put some work in, bitch. And it's still the best soundtrack of all time.
And then just try playing the game without the music.
Yeah, like the music's so iconic in Chrono Trigger, especially. Like, it's a bit like another like banger on this list, Zelda, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, banging soundtrack entire way through.
I'm gonna be very controversial here.
What's that?
Zelda's so fucking boring. Such a boring game.
Which
man.
ones? Like
all of them.
They're all different, man.
They're all boring.
Just don't know how to have fun or appreciate good music because Zelda has some of the best music.
You might have the best great music, dude, but the gameplay is so boring.
I just think you just don't appreciate like the sublime beauty of a Majora's Mask. I
know what it is, Billy. I'm just giving you a look that I'm
great disdain.
Yeah, I just don't care. Zelda's like, and also, stupid name for a game. I'm so sorry. Why is the game name out there? Link does all the work.
Because the Legend of Link sounds really shit, and LOL would be like a really crap like shortening of name.
No, it wouldn't be really crap. The man, listen, this society where men are not appreciated for the efforts they have to put in. The man had to kill so many mobs, right, to come to help this princess, to do this whatever quest, whatever I don't even know whether he's doing that. Why is he even there? He should just go live his life.
Because he's chosen by fate, man. Yeah, like, there's nothing he can do about it.
Listen, fate, another female.
Because he was cursed to be courage.
Fate, another female. just saying, this poor man is being abused by two females, and nobody wants to talk about it, right? Bless him. He's abused by two females, and he's like, oh, but I will help them. I trust them. They will help me. And actually, both of them are taking advantage of him.
This reminds me.
I bet Fate and Zelda are sitting somewhere in a corner and just laughing at him, be like, he's such an idiot. He believed us. When you know what the best part was? When you said, take this sword, you will need it. That was so hilarious. Fate, you scoundrel. You're so funny.
Oh, God damn it, dude. That was a weird rant, but thank you. It reminded me of the rant that some guy did when he tried to like argue that Zelda was Jewish propaganda. And he ended up like revealing a whole bunch of like bad porn habits he had developed. It's like, dude, you're reading porn into everything, man. That's really fucking weird. Stop doing that. And he's just like, everyone says I'm reading too much into it, but like, nah, he's getting hype mogged. And it's like, oh, fuck off. Like, I'm not learning your language.
Why did they make him so short?
Depends which game. Because like in Majora's Mask, he's like a kid, so that makes sense that he's shorter than everybody. But so they send a child. To be fair, he was a child who traveled through time first and become an adult, and then transformed back into a child.
But there was no adult there being like, oh, listen, that's a bad idea. Even though he was an adult at some point, he's still a kid. He needs to redevelop. Why are we letting a child? Why are we giving swords to children? This game is very wrong, man.
To be fair, like a lot of people do get like Majora's Mask is a very unique Zelda game in the fact that no one treats Link like a hero at all. It's just like, who the fuck are you and why have you got a sword? What is up with you, kid? Like, you're just some weirdo that's just like showed up in our town. Anyway, my love of Majora's Mask aside, all of this, like the 16-bit era and like all the music, the really, really good like soundtracks that came out of that, they sort of they established a whole bunch of people as like household names. And some who, let's be honest, the Japanese gaming industry is very, very bad at one thing in particular, and it's like mentioning that women were involved in it.
Okay.
Like, you know,
Well, why? Are women getting involved in things? Since when? No, I'm sorry. I need to drop that act.
You actually need to get, like...
I need to stop that. I'm
no,
so sorry.
Incel Andre. Incel Andre isn't real. He can't hurt me.
I'm sorry. I need to drop that completely.
It's fine. It was a good bit while it lasted, dude. But yeah, so... a lot of people don't know this, but Street Fighter, like Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter, like the big fighting game, like internationally recognized, one of the best fighting games ever made.
Yeah.
Awesome soundtrack, very famous soundtrack.
Yeah.
All written by women.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Capcom's sound team was literally all women at the time, including a very, very big name, Yoko Shimomura, who would then go on to score Kingdom Hearts.
Oh.
Yeah, all going full circle, baby. See?
Yeah. What was that voice? That made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's fair. My existence seems to make you uncomfortable at times. So.
That was, what's his name? The shagging spy?
Oh, Austin Powers, yeah.
Yeah, that sounded like Austin Powers.
Do I make you horny, baby?
Yeah, that was dude, don't
I'm
do
never
that
doing
again.
that voice
Please,
again.
thank you.
Never.
I appreciate you.
But yeah, but people like Yoko Shinomura, Koji Kondo, Nobuo Uematsu, the other guy, Yakiyamano, I forget his name, the guy who did the music for Silent Hill.
Yeah.
They all started becoming big names. They became like the John Williams of their era, you know? And because of this, you know, like they were all developing for like, you know, very, very limited, they managed all this, like develop for very limited soundboards, you know?
Yeah.
Like obviously in an arcade machine, you can get a big old soundboard, you can like have some high quality shit going on, but it's still, at the end of the day, a chip.
Yeah.
Boom, 90s happened, CDs are invented, everything's on the fucking table now.
Yeah.
Literally everything.
Yeah.
So when CDs became available, all these like big figures, like, you know, like Nobuo himself, like as we'll talk about in a sec, Koji Kondo, you know, all of them basically went, right, ape shit, we're going mental on these scores because we can now.
Yeah.
We got money, we got the big name, we can put up entire fucking orchestras and midify it and put it on a CD. Which is what they did. And then you get Final Fantasy VII. Best soundtrack basically ever, possibly. And you know, the final boss theme has like, you know, not just voices, but like an entire choir like going at the whole time. And it's awesome. And
I almost want to go listen to
it. To be fair, like, go listen to the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack. It still holds up, you know? It's still absolutely incredible to listen to. And then you had like, you know, new games like Metal Gear Solid coming around that had really good soundtracks.
Have you noticed a lot of these games were made in Japan, right?
Yes. That's true. We'll talk about how it sort of moved around later, but Japan really did dominate the gaming industry for a long time.
I mean, yeah.
In terms of its
most consoles originate from there.
Yeah, most IP, most kind of the tech developments as well came from Japan at the time. But the thing is, like, because the CDs were now an option, all of a sudden, like, super high quality music was available. Like, you could get away with the Silent Hill theme track, like, soundtrack, like, all the weird sort of echoey banjo strings and shit like that.
Well, at this point, they realized, why do we even bother using our own little speakers inside of a little box? Yeah. We can use the TV.
You could use the TV. Yeah, let's go fucking mad with this, you know. Yeah. So yeah, from there on, like, you know, the PS2 era, I think, was when a lot of like video game soundtracks peaked, because all of a sudden all these like creative guys who were like, you know, very good at making something out of nothing with these tiny little sound chips, what like had a big canvas to play on.
Yeah.
And like soundtracks got like kind of got increasingly more and more complex. And then they start getting bloated. And then you get into like the sort of early PS3, Xbox 360 era, and stuff just sort of becomes like background noise largely. It sort of fades into the background again.
Like very rarely you see games nowadays that come out and they're like, dude, that soundtrack slap.
There's like a couple of exceptions. Persona.
Yeah.
Persona has a banging soundtrack.
Persona, if you wouldn't have the soundtrack, you'll be like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Because you get Persona gets really boring.
The fighting does get boring.
I tried, man. So much grinding for no reason.
Yeah, you're supposed to get to know the characters and stuff. That's the appeal of Persona.
I did not care for the characters.
If you do not care for the Japanese schoolgirl sort of canon.
Yeah, it felt wrong. You know?
So many Japanese stories take place in high school, man. They have a weird fixation with it. Like, everything happens in high school. It
feels wrong, though.
What? Like,
trying to, chat with these girls in high school, I'm like, I'm a 36-year-old man.
Why am I playing
this?
That's fair.
I heard the combat is good, and it's not. And I put 5
but that
hours.
jazz song that hits when the fight starts. Oh, it's perfect.
Like, that song's good. When she's 16.
Yeah, I mean, I never quite got like the whole Persona like fight monsters in a dream and also like kill God with the power
I
of
gave it a
friendship,
try. I gave everything a try. It came for free because I pay for the PlayStation Plus, right, which is like £9 a month. But then you get loads of games. You get to try a lot of games. And you download it, you waste 6 hours for it to download. You play 20, 30, 2 hours of it, and you're like, this is fucking boring. Delete. And then you take something else up, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it gives you the opportunity to try different things and try things that you wouldn't personally buy, right? That's the only reason I play Persona, because otherwise I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. Looks very colorful.
It's very colorful.
And then I was like, this is wrong.
Yeah. This is just like a weird sort of like pedobait simulator thing.
Yeah, it did feel that way.
Yeah, I can see your point there. I mean, a lot of Japanese games are kind of like that, which is a bit sad. But yeah, so, over time, I think thinking about like, other exceptions to this rule that like the PS3 era and the 360 era was kind of like bloated. Halo was the only one with a good solid like score, I think.
Yeah,
it's like the only.
I have not played a lot of Halo, but the music, like, you need that music, like, if you're gonna go out and kill aliens.
Yeah, it needs to feel grand and epic, and they had like a really good orchestration.
Isn't Doom's soundtrack like the new Doom soundtrack?
The new Doom soundtrack, I will counter it. That's more pop music, to be honest. That's just a guy making metal in his garage, man. I respect it a lot, but it's not like a classical arrangement. I wouldn't put it as the same.
Fair enough.
So yeah, like as video games got bigger and became like a more mainstream industry, like they are now, because now it's like bigger than movies. I think Grand Theft Auto 5 made the most money of any piece of media ever.
Well, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming.
I know. What are your thoughts on Grand Theft Auto 6 and the drama?
It's too expensive.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, they're like inflation, and also they spend $500 million or $1 billion on it, or whatever.
Yeah, the people at Rockstar are fucking idiots. I think people forget this.
Like, oh, here's a cool fact that has nothing to do with music. It comes out in September, if I'm not wrong, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so it comes out in September. You know how many more games come out in September that's sort of in the same month as Grand Theft Auto 6?
No.
1.
Everyone's running from Grand Theft Auto.
You know what's the game's name?
What is it?
Barbie Review. So the only game that has the courage to come out at the same time as Grand Theft Auto 6 is Barbie Review. I don't think they have the same game.
I think they have a different audience in mind.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So everybody's like struggling now because they're trying to push the games before Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
So August, it's packed with releases. And the thing is, the problem with having a month that packed with releases is those games are not done yet.
Yeah, they're going to be patched later.
Like everything you're going to buy in August as a brand new game, it's going to be glitchy as fuck.
Yeah, that's going to suck for you. But,
so it's even worse, actually, in my opinion, it's even worse.
I'm not even going to bother with GTA 6. I'm not going to get it. I haven't got anything that really could play it anyway, so I don't really care.
I'm going to get it.
I know you're going to get it. I know, it's okay. You are bowing to the pressure of the corpos, but I
played every single one of them, man.
I know, to be fair.
And I enjoyed every single one of them.
I did too. Really? Did you enjoy 4? I didn't enjoy 4 that much. The gameplay kind of sucks in 4.
4 was the one that you were...
Nico.
The biker.
Nico, it's your cousin. Yeah.
Yeah, the biker, right?
No. The wasn't the biker. It was the Serbian guy. The Serbian guy who did war crimes.
Oh yeah, no, that was right as well.
Yeah, he was a very good character. It was a great story, but I fucking hated the gameplay in that one. It just felt weird. I don't know what was up with.
Vice City was the king of the kings.
Nah, San Andreas all the way, man. I will argue with you.
You have no clue.
You can't lock on in Vice City, man. That's
doesn't matter. The game was harder. Anyway,
of course it was hard. You can't lock on to shit.
Anyway,
it's amazing you ever hit anything.
Music.
Yeah. Stay on topic. So, yeah, the game industry became a lot like the mainstream film industry. It became bloated. It became a dying, stagnant beast. And, the music kind of got cheap again, Yeah. People put less effort into it because at the end of the day, if everything's corporatized, corporate heads are making all the decisions, those guys aren't creative.
No. They're very creative of making more money.
Yeah, they're very creative at fucking each other over. And stabbing each other in the back.
There's more ways we can cut.
Yeah. They're very, very good at like cutting what they think is unimportant, and they don't think music is important because they never listen to music or they don't appreciate it the same way.
They don't have souls, man.
They do not have souls.
Why would they listen to music if you don't have a soul? There's no point.
Exactly. I mean, it's like, yes, I can see why this would emotionally affect lesser beings, but I am a CEO.
I'm here to make money.
But the thing is, like, with music and, technology is king. Technology and the changes of technology have always shaped the way music works. And for video games, there was a big shift in the 2010s. Do you remember, like, how many gigantic indie games came out in the 2010s? Like, think Binding of Isaac, your Undertales, your Shovel Knight, your Hollow Knight. Yeah. There's so many huge indie games, and all of them have very, very good soundtracks.
Because in the indie games, the people they still understand that video game making is still an art.
Exactly. And also, they now had the tools to do it, because previously, like, you would have to record an orchestra in order to have an orchestral soundtrack.
Yeah.
Right? You'd have to get all these guys in a room, and you have to mic them all up. It's a fucking expense. You need to actually pay the orchestra to do it because, like,
money.
Yeah, they need the fucking money. So, if you're going to write a classical sort of piece as a soundtrack, you need to have the resources to, like, put together that orchestra.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you get new software programs like FL Studio type shit where you can basically just create an orchestra in your bedroom. You know?
And you make it yourself, and it still sounds good.
It's make it yourself. You can make it sound however you like. You can tweak it endlessly, and you can put it all together in just a few like programs. Like it's not even difficult.
So you can just get one dude in a bedroom to do it by himself.
And that's what a lot of people did, man. I mean, that's why Toby Fox, the guy who created Undertale and now is creating Deltarune, that's basically all that he did. He just used his home setup that he had. He was like, it's still in university, I think, when he put out Undertale. Like, he still hasn't passed his college exams yet.
Yeah.
And the game was such a massive success, partly because of the soundtrack. Yeah. Because all the trailers that he made for it had, like, the soundtrack on them, very, very heavily featured.
Yeah.
All the marketing quite a lot of the marketing around the game was like, holy shit, this soundtrack's fucking amazing. And because the soundtrack for video games isn't, like, copyrighted in the same way on the internet, these, like, videos exploded into, like, their own sort of like music cover and music animation industrial cottage industry thing.
Yeah.
Like, guys were making like 64 million for like Undertale, like 64 million views on like an Undertale animatic that wasn't finished but was based around a boss fight song. And people were watching and liking in fucking droves, man. That wasn't even the most successful one.
And then he launched the game and he made a bunch of money, and now he can fucking make more games.
Yeah, basically. That's why he put out the first 2 chapters of Deltarune for free, because he could afford to. That's how much money Undertale made for him. Undertale sold for $10, man. It sold for $10.
But people don't realize, like, I think the big companies don't realize, like, you will sell more if you put your game prices down.
Yeah, tell me about it, right?
You don't have to make that much money up front, right? And, like, I'm going back to Black Flag, right? The main thing they changed was they added skins and shit to the thing, right? You would always been able to change your outfit, but now you can buy skins in the game, because that's what Ubisoft does. Because
it's
they're
Ubisoft.
horrible pieces of shit.
Yeah, and their CEO is covered up for rape allegations about his friends. Fun fact about Ubisoft, guys.
Wow, great. but the idea is, I will never buy skins. I never bought skins.
No.
Like, listen, I'll take a free cosmetic. Never say no to a free cosmetic. I'll buy an occasional battle pass on Diablo 4. Because it's some really cool shit in there, right? I'll occasionally do that, but I will never pay for skin. Like, be like, here's my £6.
Here's £6 for some Fortnite skins, so I can get shot in the face from a long distance by a child. Even easier. I know.
Yeah. Well, in this game, it just ruins also the aesthetic of it, because you're a pirate in the Caribbean, and then all of a sudden there's flames coming out of your costume. I'm like, my dude, it just ruins the whole fucking.
It just looked like Rob Halford just in the 70s.
Yeah, like just Rob Halford in the Caribbean. It's insane.
Just riding a motorcycle, like, break the law, break it. No, sorry.
Where was I going with this?
I don't know. I don't know where I was going with it either. We never do. But yeah, the indie devs came out in like the sort of mid 2010s.
That's where I was going with this. If you sell the game for less, still sell skins, you make more money, because more people will start playing the game, more people will get addicted to the skins. And you'll make more money long term, right? You're not going to have an upfront pay, but you'll have a pay within 2 years. I'm doing it again.
No, it's good. You're telling evil people how to be more evil. It's great.
It's not necessarily evil, because at the end of the day, you gave somebody a product for cheaper, and then you're like, oh, listen, I also have this pretty looking thing.
Which you can pay a bit extra.
You can pay some money for this pretty little thing. You don't have to. It doesn't do anything, actually. You just can pay for it. And then people will actually buy it, because they're like, I like the pretty little thing. I know it doesn't do anything, but I like something that's pretty.
But at the same time, as a counter to your argument, you're also buying GTA 6.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not gonna even buy the plat. So GTA 6, that's another controversy.
Yeah.
Because they're like potentially locking content behind the fact that if you don't pre-order it, or
they've been doing that for years, man.
It's insane. Like, not with the GTA, they can do it with everything else, but not the GTAs.
I mean, they didn't make all that money for no reason, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they have recovered all of that money now.
Yeah, they got to make some money back.
Anyway, continue, sir.
But yes, so the indie devs sort of arrived. They had more flexibility to be complicated again, because soundtracks got simpler, they got cheaper, they got less effort put into them. But these guys doing their passion projects in their bedroom, they did give a shit.
Yeah,
they gave a lot of a shit, and they had the time, and they hadn't got a corpo breathing down their neck telling them not to do things. So they put out just masterpieces of soundtracks on top of the beautiful game that they developed.
Yeah.
The original Hollow Knight soundtrack, absolutely flawless.
Yeah.
Just from beginning to end, if you listen to it, you can kind of hear the story of the game through it.
Yeah.
And this is something that video game music sort of shares in common with movies as well, but I think it's more pronounced for video games. And this is kind of why I think they're so popular. They're so massively listened to all the time now.
Yeah.
It's because it reminds you of a very specific moment in the game, which is not a moment. It's a bit like a moment in the movie. Everyone associates "I dreamed a dream" or whatever, with that scene. But in a video game, it's something that you're actively doing. So this is the thing that plays when I'm doing this. And
then you're going to learn how to absolutely hate it, because you die over and over again. If you're playing Dark Souls, as soon as you hear that sound, you're like, PTSD.
Literally. But yeah, after a while, you associate certain things with the way you were feeling whilst you were playing the game at the time. I can't hear the Ocarina of Time soundtrack without thinking about myself as an 8-year-old playing N64.
Yeah,
it's a really super triggery nostalgic thing, and it probably wouldn't be the same if it for a movie soundtrack.
Yeah,
I don't listen to Jaws and remember the first time I saw Jaws. I listen to Jaws and go, that's a banging fucking soundtrack.
Yeah,
I don't listen to it and think of oh, we're going to need a bigger boat. I don't think...
You're going to need a bigger boat, yeah.
I don't remember the movie from it,
Yeah.
If I heard the soundtrack for Free Willy, I'm not going to, remember that, I'm not going to remember the exact scene it's from.
I don't think I watched Free Willy.
It was a very, very 90s kids movie, and I'm not sure if you would have gotten it, but... Do you have,
Why? Because I'm Romanian?
No, because it's American, dude. It's a very American film.
Mm-hmm. I'm just... Mm-hmm.
Also, there was controversy around it because of, abuse of animals and, using orcas in films and stuff.
Did they actually use real orcas in it?
I think so, yeah. It was the 90s, man. They couldn't CGI that shit.
I don't know. At least tried.
Did you know they have... This is completely off topic. Did you know
Dude, the whole thing is completely off topic.
But this will be quick. Did you know they made a Jaws knockoff with an orca instead of a shark?
That's pretty cool.
It's fucking cool, man. It's a really good film.
Orcas are really fucked up as well.
Yeah, they'll fuck your shit up.
They are absolute psychopaths.
But they don't kill humans, mostly.
No, because they're too busy flicking
seals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
They're already entertained, man. They have I bet it's a international sport.
Oh, in orca
circles. They're just
the North Pole playing the South Pole.
Yeah, exactly. Just flicking seals around.
It's I bet I can get one further than you.
Yeah, I bet it is. We have no idea. We understand nothing about it.
There's an orca that's just sliding along the thing and just checking where the blood splatters from the flying seals are. And just yep, B has it. Sorry, I'm imagining that in my head and it's very funny.
That's a good idea for a video game.
It's a very good idea for a video game. Just being an orca and fucking up Jeff Bezos' yacht.
Oh, yeah. I think they did something similar because
throw seals at the yacht. You see?
So there's a game where you can play as a shark and you start as a baby shark and you grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. At some point you attack yachts and shit.
Baby shark,
Oh, shut up! And I swear to God, if we get flagged for that little bit of sound right there, I'll kill you.
I'll be so amazed if that happens.
We got flagged for Nazi propaganda.
True,
songs.
We did do that. Yeah, but yeah, indie video game soundtracks, they're kind of pushing the meta at the moment. You know, things like the Hollow Knight Silk Song soundtrack came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
It actually came out several years before the game did. And people were piecing together like the story and making like cartoons based on just the music. Like, oh, here's what we think their character interactions will be like, and they were kind of right. You know, some of them. It's really kind of weird. Like all this.
I think the developer looked at it and like, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I'm stealing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in there.
They will never know.
Never. Yeah, this whole like, you know, sort of cottage industry of like, and then there's the covers. You know, there's covers of video game music. There's remixes of video game music because it's not copyright struck as much. All of a sudden, like this. Entire YouTubers have made their career off like just copying video game music in their own style.
That's pretty cool.
You ever heard of a guy called Smooth McGroove?
No.
He does a cappella covers of like video game soundtracks, and he like it's like you'll see it's like a ring of his faces all making like the instrument noises. And they're fucking good. They're really, really addictive to watch.
I love how creative some people are, man.
I know, and he's been doing this for like 10 years. He's got like, you know, studio albums of his own a cappella music that he's released and sold quite well because he's got a huge audience. Like, it's a really, really good... If you've got the skills...
I'm really proud of these people, man. If you probably he's not listening to this, but really proud of you, man.
I am proud of you, yeah.
Go for it, man.
Like 7 years ago, I was sitting around like listening to him doing like, you know, some song from like Sonic 2, like doing the Chemical Plant Zone or whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is awesome. This is a great idea. I wonder how long he's going to keep doing this. And he just kept going. He's just kept putting out shit.
If you pay the bills, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, he's made a fucking nice life out of it. Like, he's got like several million subscribers. Good for him. You know,
good for him. Yeah.
There's other people like, you know, what's the guy? Instrument Maniac. Like, there's people who do like proper. They take the chiptune-y stuff, like the Undertale soundtrack. Very kind of like has like 8-bit sort of chip tune to it. But they take that, then they put it into the traditional orchestra format and do all the instruments himself, which is fucking awesome. And like make like a big chopped up video out of it. Awesome piece of work.
Yeah.
Awesome cover.
Yeah.
And an awesome version of a song which sounds slightly different from like the other orchestrated versions, which there are fucking millions of. And then there's like all the Japanese kids playing like super fast versions on pianos. There's people playing it like in a different key. There's people playing it in a major rather than a minor. There's people just fucking it up all over the place. That's the beauty of music on the internet, man.
Yeah.
It's just this whole fucking
Until you
mess.
get copyright struck.
Until you get copyright struck and your career is over. But that's what it's like on the internet now, man. Like, video game music is sort of everywhere, and because of, like, all these people, you know, creating so many different, like, types of career off of it, it's probably not going to stop. It's just going to keep expanding. And because of all these, like, very, very good modern composers that, you know, games have, like, it's kind of like how the movie industry, like, used to suck up all the very best of, like, the guys who went to the theory schools.
Yeah.
Movies, like, you know, people that used to suck up, like, John Williams and people like that, now they're all going towards video games, man, because they can work for a small team if they want to.
Yeah.
They could do it basically from their bedroom. They're probably going to get, like, if you're in the case of Toby Fox and you're making the game yourself, you also get, like, all of your creative control and rights.
Which is, like, the best thing you can ever get.
And that's just relief, you know? That's just, like, I can do whatever I want, and it's awesome. Like, if you have, like, that sort of ability to do that, why would you go and work for, like, a movie studio or work for Disney or, like...
Work for the devil.
Yeah, literally. Why would you work for a corporation when you can not do that?
Well, but not everybody's as lucky anyway, so yeah.
But what I think is going to happen out of this is, like, because of video games and because of the video game industry, I think we're going to have, like, a kind of classical, like, traditional orchestration sort of renaissance. I think it's going to be slowly building, but it's there, you know?
Well, you think people are actually going to listen to that? Because, like...
Dude, if you saw the views on these, like, on just the Undertale songs alone...
Yeah, no, I get that. But, I mean, if you go right now on the street to a random person, you think it's gonna actually listen to it? Like, just the randomest person you see just across the road in the pub. Well, I mean, that's a horrible pub there, but, you know.
Yeah, that's the reason we don't go in there. That's the thing. I see what you mean. It's not going to be like Taylor Swift level big.
Yeah.
But it's probably bigger than classical music is. Like what's left of classical music, even with
nobody really listens to classical music.
A lot more people listen to classical radio than you think, but I think people listen to video game music more, and I think that's why video games have kind of supplanted, you know, classical music like as an art form, because it's just better, easier to do, and you know, you can do so much more with a video game soundtrack than you can with a movie soundtrack than you can with like a, you know, just an obscure sort of art piece, like, you know, an obscure like sort of classical composition from back in the day, because you were never 100% sure what they were trying to paint a picture of from like the modern perspective, because like I don't know, man. I don't know what, like, Rachmaninoff was thinking when he wrote, like, you know... I don't know what that guy was fucking writing that song about. I'm not Russian and I'm not born in, like, 1830, but that's you know, it becomes super abstract now. But video games are much more concrete, they're much more in people's faces, and people know what the meanings are. And that's kind of, you know, that's why it's so accessible, and I think that's why it's so popular.
Well, let's hope so, because we need some good music, because I'm kind of sick of all the bad music out there.
Yeah, pop music is fucking ass these days. All right, should we wrap it up?
We should wrap it up.
We should probably tell people to like and subscribe if they want to hear more about this.
Oh yeah, dude. You know what they forgot?
What?
To like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, people, if you want to hear more of my bullshit theories and hear Andre, like, you know,
be evil. See you next time. Bye.